So, my name's Ant, and a few of you might recognise me from my channel For the Bold, where, in a nutshell, I build motorbikes. And I'm extremely proud to say that I am a Ruroc rider, and proud to say as well that I have joined their team. Now, just to fill you in, my current everyday helmet is this Ruroc 2.0 Shuriken, which I absolutely love. Now, I'm also proud to say that I have actually been wearing Ruroc helmets since they launched the motorcycle range. Now, this is version 1, the Gatekeeper, which I thought was brilliant, until the 2.0 came along. Not to say that helmet still isn't a decent helmet, it's just that the 2.0 is naturally a progression up. But you all know that because you're here on the Ruroc channel, and I've been invited by Ruroc to talk about myself and to let you know a little bit about me and my history. But for those of you that do follow me, this might be an alien setting because this is where I do all my editing. I'll take you out to the workshop shortly and show you the bikes that I've built and the bike that I'm working on at the moment. A quick little bit of info about me: I've been riding motorbikes since I was 4. I could ride a motorbike before I could even ride a push bike. I couldn't pedal and balance at the same time, but I started off with a little Honda 50cc monkey bike, which to this day I regret selling. From there, my history went on to motocross riding. Living and growing up near a beach was fantastic because that meant I could take the motorbike out on the beach. So sand riding is kind of first nature to me. Obviously, following on from that, progressed onto road riding, building bikes. I started my YouTube channel about, accurately it was 2012, but I didn't really start building bikes on this channel until about 2016, 2015. And from then on, the projects have got bigger, the audience is growing, and there's no sign of me stopping anytime soon. So let me take you through my wall. This is my YouTube plaque for gaining 100,000 subscribers. I'm so proud of this. I never thought when I started the channel that I would get anywhere near this at all. This plaque here and that plaque there, they're both, again, proud of having these because both bikes, the Honda CX500 and the CB750, the Warrior, was shown at the 2018-2019 Bike Shed show. This one, this tiny thing here, is the Liberty Dime. It's a 1920s American dime which Dime City Cycles put on all their builds, and I was lucky enough to go over to Dime City Cycles last year to build a Honda CX500 for the Prostate Cancer Foundation. We raised over $27,000 for that. So this is memorabilia of my time there. This is the license plate that came from that very bike. And up here, just a few extra bits of family stuff and a Distinguished Gentleman's patch for raising over a certain amount of money. And this skateboard here, this is given to me by an awesome bloke called Mo, who runs Mo Colours paint shop over in Tampa. He sprayed that CX500 that we did over at Dime City Cycles, and then at the kindness of his own heart, he did this for me and sent it over without me even knowing. So this is taking pride of place. So that's all the interesting things to see in here, at least. More interesting stuff are over in the workshop. And here we are. This is my tiny workshop. No, it is in sense a single car garage, converted into my own little space that I can escape to. So even though this is a tiny space, it's still a progression from where I started off from all those years ago. I had a garage but no power, and it was leaking, and pretty much it was a swimming pool basically. And to have this now is a blessing. Even though this is a tiny room, let me take you around because there's so much crammed in there. So it's probably worth showing you my most recent project, and this is a 1995 Ducati Monster. It's a 600 engine. It's looking really filthy at the moment because I've been sculpting this monocoque prototype tank. So this will all be carbon fibre. So what I've been doing is first of all sculpting out of clay, then creating a split mould, then a prototype fiberglass tank out of this, and this is covered in filler and now primed. So I'm just getting the shapes right, and then I'll be making a mould out of this, and then the real carbon fibre tank. It's going to have little air vents at the back there. It'll have a half fairing at the bottom here and a headlight fairing at the front. This here is the Warrior. So the Warrior was built for a friend of mine, and it was displayed at the 2019 Bike Shed show. And it is back in the workshop because I'm putting a new silencer on the back there. I'm just getting it all tuned up. The carburetors are sitting over there. But this bike is essentially a 1979 Honda CB750K. It was the 10th anniversary edition, so it had all the big plastics and everything like that. Stripped the tank down to bare metal, rebuilt the engine from scratch. Everything else was done to this bike. Custom seat, custom cowl as well. So far it's standing the test of time. It doesn't have any kind of coating apart from a layer of boiled linseed oil and WD-40, and that's all. Next over here is my Suzuki GS 550E. I call this the Volare, only because I've used Fiat Volare blue on the bike as well. I'm half Italian, so it had to have some kind of Italian heritage, even though it's a Suzuki. I wish I had a Moto Guzzi, but unfortunately they fetch far too much money. So this is my first ever project that I showed on the channel, and I went through a few different colours on that as well. But anyway, settled with this Fiat Volare blue and a white stripe across, going well with the tan seat, the grips and the yellow headlight. This is my beast. I mean, look at the size of that. This is my 1982 Myco 490. It is, as you can see, a motocross bike. It's a 490 single big bore cylinder 2-stroke. This thing is loud as anything. It used to be my dad's bike, and I started riding this when I was about 10. No way could I reach the floor, but it was fun as heck then. It's still fun now, but it needs to be rebuilt. That's why it's back in here. Forks need rebuilding, the shocks and everything. Frame needs powder coating, and it just needs a little bit of TLC. Over here with its back towards us is my 1982 Honda CX500. This is one of two CX500s that I've built. This was displayed at the 2018 Bike Shed show. Now, the biggest modification I've done to it is rebuilt the back end of the frame. Usually on the CX500s, the rear frame comes up in a wave, and I really don't like that. So anyway, the back end's been rebuilt, the shocks have been relocated, and I've gone with this white and red combo. Red frame, black swing arm, black engine. I call this the black heart because the engine is the heart of any bike, and with that V configuration it looks a bit like a heart, so that's how I've come up with the name. Looking over at this helmet rack here, obviously it's got a few of my helmets. The most important ones, obviously the Ruroc ones there, a few of the old ones. I mean, that was my second ever helmet down there. Most important ones are the Ruroc ones. And taking it over to the workbench now, all my tools are laid out on the wall. It's not usually this tidy. I mean, this is quite a lot of workspace at the moment. This here is my next project. So it's a Honda VFR 750 engine. Obviously, as you can see, it's a V4 water-cooled engine, not usually what you'd find in my other bikes. What I'm planning to do is squeeze it into that Honda CB650 frame there, which is not gonna fit. Use that Pooch MV50 moped fuel tank on the top. I'm going to stick this wheel on it, and I have no idea where that wheel came from. I bought it, but I have no idea what bike it came off. But I am planning to turn this into a bobber kind of bike with a bit of a Bonneville salt flat racer feel to it as well. So that is going to be an interesting challenge for sure. So that is all about me and my motorcycle history and where I'm up to now and what projects I'm working on. No doubt you'll be seeing more of me on this channel, and you can also catch me on my own channel, and I'll be sporting a lot more Ruroc helmets on there. So thank you to everyone for joining me on this journey today. I'll see you soon.